FiveTwoBaker. Welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be making some stained glass flowers. So a little bit different from what I normally do, but just as beautiful. Now these are actually gelatin flowers. They're not stained glass, they're not isomalt, they're not rice paper. I don't know if I've gotten any questions as to anything else it might be. This is gelatin. Now, what I like about these is they can be made, assembled, and put on a cake all in the same day. They're pretty sturdy. I've dropped this one a few times and it's lasted. This has been around for a little over a month and it's still been good. And as you can see, tapping it makes that sound. But it's okay. It doesn't break. I will, however, say though, as with all things baking, you need to have some patience when making these because it's like blowing a bubble. When you pull it out on here, there is a chance that it will pop. If it's not at the right temperature, you will notice that happening. So just a heads up, if that happens to you, totally normal. Keep at it and it will work. So here go two versions for the recipe, the top being plain, the bottom being tasty. Not that I recommend eating anything that has wires in it, but it's there. So we'll need some water, a tablespoon measuring spoon, a little spoon, gelatin, food coloring, a container, and some wires. If you're using the Jello version, then you'll also need the Jello. Now for your wires, the most important part is that you keep all the pointy ends out of where the gelatin will be so that it doesn't pop the gelatin. And you want to use a bit of a sturdier wire. Amazon tells me that my wires are a 22 gauge. And the reason you want a sturdy wire is the gelatin will shrink as it's drying, and if you have a very flimsy wire, it will warp the wire. So if you want to keep it flat like stained glass, use something tougher. Now for the leaf, I'm just showing you how I made it. I used two separate wires and then I wrap it at the top. It gets a little confusing in the video, but basically I'm wrapping it so that there are no sharp ends where the gelatin will be. I want all the sharp ends to be part of the stem and wrapped up away from the gelatin so it does not pop. And then you want these to be as flat as possible so that you don't have a hard time with the gelatin. Now I only use 1 drop of food coloring for the amount of gelatin mixture I'm making. I use 1 little square packet of gelatin, which is just under a tablespoon, and then 1 and a bit more of water. So it's almost a 1-to-1 ratio, but just slightly above that. And then I mix it up and I make sure to smash up all of the gelatin because there's not a lot of liquid for it to absorb. So I kind of help it out, and then I set it aside for just a few minutes for it to get a little stiff. I go ahead and I pop that into the microwave for 10 seconds once I see that it's stiff, just to make sure that everything melts but not boils over. And so once I pop it out, there's a film on top, and so I grab a dry spoon. I don't want to add any more liquids to this, and I just scrape off the top film because when you pop your wires in, if you don't have that film gone, that's what will catch, and then your flower will look opaque. And I'm going more for a clear look, so as much as I can, I take it off. And it might just be the brand of gelatin that I use, but I feel like this one has a lot of film. So I make a little bit more than what I think I need to use because a lot of it does come off with scraping the film. So you see there's not a lot left in here, but there's not a lot that I need either. I just need enough to be able to dip in my petals. So grabbing my completely flat petal, I dip it all the way in and I start to see if it's ready. If the mixture is too hot, it's going to be super liquidy and your petal will pop. It takes maybe like less than a minute after I pop it out of the microwave for it to be at the right temperature. And you'll be able to tell, because if it's popping, it's too liquidy, you need to let it set just a bit more. If it's too hard, then too much Jell-O is going to attach to your wire, and you'll see that because it'll pop and it'll be too heavy, or you'll just get a big glob, and that means you have to reheat it. I've also noticed the more complicated your flour, the harder it is to get that gelatin to stay on there really nice. I like these very simple shapes because it's so much easier to get a good gelatin stained glass.
Ever since the day that you went away, you've been sending flowers.
And the leaf works the same. It's a super simple shape, nothing crazy going on here. And it's completely flat. Now this one, you can see my Jell-O is hardening a bit, so it caught a bit more than I wanted it to. If I'm lucky, I can just wipe it off at the base where it's starting to fall off very gently, and it won't pop. Now when these are all successful, go ahead and pop them on a styrofoam board to dry, and pop them vertically so that the gelatin does not weigh down and pop your hard work. Now to assemble them, you do just like a regular flower. You go ahead and grab your floral tape, make sure all your petals are ready. I like to make sure that the positioning is correct first. And then I grab the center, wrap some floral tape around it, and then go ahead and add one petal at a time. And once they're on there, wrap the floral tape all the way down.
Flowers come back to me and hold me in your arms.
Alright guys, that's it. Hopefully you found it super easy and you go out and make gelatin flowers of your own. As always, if you have any questions, drop it down in the comments below and I'll make sure to get back to you. If you found this video helpful, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I would super appreciate that. And I will see you back for the next flower.